good, all good. But with that though, just before we, like I said, man, tap into some of the roster stuff. With some of these quarterbacks, though, that we did get a chance to see this week, because obviously this has been the talk and it's going to be the talk all of college football season, right? How big and how robust this quarterback draft prospect class is going to be next year. And obviously we're going to be one of those teams heavily mentioned in that market. So based on the guys that you saw this week, who did you watch? Anybody stand out to you? Just some of your thoughts on some of the top guys.
Yeah, so I like Lenore Sellers. I think he looks good. I think he looks confident. I think he looks strong. I think he looks physical. I like it. Now, obviously need to see him play competition right throughout the season, but I like where he was at. I didn't watch the guys who were like not really playing anyone because I'm like, I expect them to look phenomenal. So I'll just, I'll let him go. And then everybody else, I will be honest, nobody else that is coming out this year, I was really like, yeah, go get him. I was just kind of like, okay, note to self. Okay, because even like seeing Carson Beck in Miami, I mean, I have a lot of different thoughts about Carson Beck, but I want to see Carson Beck as he progresses through the year to see what he looks like week 3, week 7, week 10.
That. Okay.
And so I don't, and nobody for me made me go, okay, the Steelers need to be on the board with him. Like that's our guy. But Sellers stood out to me as somebody that I thought, okay, let's just see what he's going to do. But again, like there's so many guys right now, but a lot of them played like University of where is it? So that's just kind of how I felt. What about you? What did you think watching him play?
So shout out to you. And I like the fact that we are already on the same page. First name I had on my list was Lenore Sellers. That was the one I got to watch. For me, I agree. Everything that you said, spot on. I thought that the thing that kind of stood out to me a little bit more, though, clutch playmaking. End of the game, fourth quarter is still tight. That pass rush had been getting to him throughout the game. We know our offensive line at times hasn't always been the best. But his ability to not just stand in there, be tough, but also when it was time to make a play, he put that foot down. He can get up out of there, but also showing he can make plays with his arm as well. Those are the things to me that really like made me say, okay, we're going to really watch him a lot more because that type of stuff I do think translates to this level, right? We talk about some of the stuff where it's like spread and it's more gimmicky, more college success. I'm like, man, that's not necessarily going to work at this level. But what he was doing, to me, that will translate. So I was excited about what I saw with him. Arch, obviously, that's the big name because everybody's been talking about him. I just thought, like I said, man, looked a little young. I didn't think that the play calling really highlighted what he could do. And looked like a little bit of first game jitters. Obviously, we saw him dirt the first, was the third down joint. I was like, hey, bro, whoa, what was that?
You know what's funny? Did you notice the commentators go, oh, maybe with his first throw.
I was like, oh. Let's say, okay, he a little nervous. That's all that was. Because, just a little casual. I'm like, hey, bro, you got to make that one now. That reminded me, though. And it was like when we would first look at Kenny Pick when he came in, it was like you see him just miss some of those routine things. And it was like, those just jitters. That's just not being all the way comfortable just yet. Because you've made that throw 1,000 times, man. We know Arch can make that throw in his sleep, but we're like, seriously, in the dirt? And like, nobody around you, him, nothing. And you just, ow, all right.
And the next play, Stark was like, run play. Okay, so we're gonna run it to the left. Like, we can't do that.
We're not playing this game right now. So that was kind of my thoughts on Arch, man. I just thought that he just looked a little bit young. Didn't get a chance to see the LSU game, man. So I missed Garrett.
Garrett, that's not. You would have appreciated him in the clutch.
That's what I heard.
Because he came through. He did. And you know what? I should have mentioned him. Oh gosh. You know what? I guess.
What you got?
I mean, he's all right. I need some time. I need some time because I also think. I don't know what the Steelers, I don't know what we are, I think. So it's hard for me to kind of say, like, you know what I mean? Like, he might be a great quarterback. He doesn't work for us. And so I caught myself kind of watching and going, okay, I'm storing this to memory. And then when I see the Steelers this week, I might kind of be like, oh, You know, like, oh,
Does this
we
fit?
kind of,
Can that fit in
yeah.
this?
Do we
Yeah.
need a Joe Burrow style, or
Right.
do we
Right.
need a Lamar? No one's going to be Lamar Jackson, but like
Right.
somebody that can, move the sticks
Mm-hmm.
with their legs. No one's going to be Lamar
Yeah.
Jackson. So, anyways, I just and whatever Cleveland has going on, I don't, whatever that is. So, listen, it's football week, so that's why we don't talk good about Cleveland anymore. They
Heck
just
yeah.
are who
Heck
they
yeah.
are.
They are who they are. And look, and if Shador isn't in the lineup, we don't even want to talk about him at
We
all.
don't
We don't
even
even
care.
think about him. It's like, yo,
We don't
afterthought, man. We will see y'all when y'all are on the schedule that week. All right. Other than
Yeah,
that, just y'all don't exist right now.
yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. But I'm glad you brought up Carson Beck also. He was one of the ones that I was a little bit interested to see, just because obviously first game, new program, going against Notre Dame. We know how it was for him at Georgia with all the
Hmm.
expectations, and then even how last season went for him at Georgia and
Right.
everything, right? But I thought he looked poised. I thought that, he really was in command. I thought of all the quarterbacks this week, I thought he looked the most like just veteran of the group. Like when you talk about
Yeah,
just like the moxie of a pro quarterback, he gave me that. It wasn't in terms of the ability. It wasn't like he made all these special plays, but he made plays when he had to make plays. But I thought just as a whole, his ability to manage the game, and even when Notre Dame at the
exactly.
end started coming back, he was still that common presence. All of those things matter when you're playing quarterback. Some people just
Yeah.
get enamored with, can he run? Can he throw? It's like leadership matters as well. Can you look these
Hmm.
guys in their eyes and calm them down when it's getting a little wacky? They had a couple 3-and-outs, and it's like, whoa, what's happening? But then you see him, all right, I got this.
Yeah.
That type of stuff to me translates. Those are some of the things that is like, all right, good performance week 1, and at least first Notre Dame, I'm like, quality opponent, right?
Yeah.
We'll see how quality, but at least on paper, quality opponent, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
those are some of the things that, like I said, that I like. Those are some of the quarterbacks that stood out. Like I said, next week I do want to see my man from Clemson as well, man. Was it Cade Klubnik? Want to check
So
him out?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The thing is too, and a lot of people, again, you know me, I like the little weird things
Mm-hmm.
of football. Carson Beck, I want to see how he improves throughout the season, because that's my knock on
Yeah.
him, is that I don't see him improve. I see him stay the
Yeah.
same week 1, and he stays the same the whole season.
Mm-hmm.
But when he cried at the end of that game, I thought to myself,
Mm-hmm.
this matters to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of people, because we live in a society where men aren't supposed to cry, like saw that as like, oh my God, my quarterback's crying. Like he's so, but
Well,
to me,
you saw how they got on Caleb Williams. He cried in his
I
mama's
know.
arms.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. Well, crying in your mama's arms or crying in a press
Oh,
conference, like,
that's cracked.
like the man came off the field to go jump in the stands to go cry in his mom's arms. Like that's not the same. But I hear you. Um, but I think that sometimes, and you probably know this, like being a professional athlete playing in the game, there's some guys who just love the sport.
Mm-hmm.
And when you love the sport, that means you're going to wake up early, you're going to do the extra, you're going to throw the extra, like you almost fall in love with it. And you only feel that emotion if you love something.
Mm-hmm.
And that crying meant more to me than anything he did in the game.
No,
And so for me,
absolutely.
I was kind of like, okay, I have my things about Carson Beck, right? Do I think he has a potential? Absolutely. But when he cried in a win, right? In a loss,
Mm-hmm.
stop crying. Like, get over it. You lost. You
Yeah,
didn't play
yeah.
well. But when you cry in a win, that lets me know that you cared about this. You gave it everything you had. You really wanted to win this. You showed up and it hit you. And I loved that. Like, I think that's an undervalued thing in athletes when they cry in a win. And you can see him kind of go like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. But like I loved that.
Yes.
So I just want to call that out there. I
Shout out
really
to you
liked
for
it.
that, though. No, that's real. And it's also good to hear people support the athletes that do express their emotions that way, because not enough people support that. Most people,
Hmm.
take the opposite approach, and that's why dudes are as they are, right? But
Right.
when you think about the amount of scrutiny that Carson Beck received, like I said, at Georgia, and then the transfer decision to go to Miami, it was, you
Right.
taking the money. You ain't really trying to compete no more. We know Georgia's where you go for national championships. Miami was where you go to party at.
Exactly.
So, for him to do that,
Yeah.
and everything that kind of took place prior to the season as well, was like, man, it just shows to me. I thought that it was like that feeling of, man, I've been busting my tail. I've been
Hmm.
making sacrifices. I've been quiet while y'all have been talking.
Yes.
And now I finally got my chance to like show you And now it's like that validation. And honestly, from an athlete's perspective, that is one of the best feelings when you're talking about victory tears. Oh, them tears of joys, them tears when you're like, oh yeah, the mission was hard, but it's complete. We did that. Now we obviously he has a new mission coming up this week, right?
Right.
New week, every week is a new test. But that first one, that's the one that you've had circled on your calendar since you decided to go to that school, and they released the schedule back in what, June, just maybe May time frame, right?
Yep.
So it's like, yeah, all of those feelings come to surface. But like you said, it was really good to see him show that level of commitment and that passion, because that's what it takes to make it to this level, the NFL level, and not just make it, because some guys, their only goal is to just make it to the league. But if your goal is to not just make it, but you want to actually have a career at this thing, be one of the best, you have to have that level of passion. You have to have that feeling where it's like, man, I'm willing to sacrifice a lot. Yes. Like, we'll go down that list of, would you miss this for that? Yes. Would you do it for that? Yes. Would you do it for that? Yes. And it gets crazy at times when you start looking at that list, but it's like, if you don't have that level of passion, that level of almost like obsession for it, it is so hard to be good. Not even great, just be good at it, because there's that many people out there that are that talented that do have that feeling. So shout out to Carson Beck, man. Absolutely.
I appreciate that. Yeah. And I always tell people, we look at athletes and we forget they're people. But I always say, like, I can think of moments in my life where I cried because I was so happy for myself. And we look at the emotion the wrong way sometimes. And it's like, if you've ever achieved anything that you've been wanting to achieve forever, and you achieve the thing, it makes you emotional. And I don't know. Like I said, like, we'll see how he progresses. Because again, like I said, my knock on him sometimes is like, he is what he is. And I never see him kind of improving on that. And once people see who he is, they play to who he is, and it kind of limits his ability. Again, another thing, he has another year to get better, right? He can get better throughout the season. And if he does that, hey, I want to see it. I want to see it. So that's where I'm at with that.
I could dig that. I like it. Well, shoot, man. Hopefully y'all are enjoying what we on today. And if y'all are, don't forget to hit that like button. One, Time for the Culture, and subscribe to both channels as well.